Well, hello, my fellow Deftoners. Today, we're going to be ranking Chino Moreno's Deftones albums from top to best, worst to best, whatever. You know what I mean? Well, I'm just kidding. It's going to be from the worst to the best. We're going to be starting from the bottom, going up. And Deftones is a solid band that I've always loved and respected. You don't believe me? Let me go and show you these paintings I've done. So, we got Deftones, Private Music, and White Pony. Deftones always been a band that has solidified its goldenness throughout the years. You know, Deftones doesn't fuck around. And Chino Moreno really loves music. I can tell because the guy has 3 bands, well 4 maybe. Crosses, Palms, Team Sleep, and Deftones 4. And they're all fucking solid ass bands. So without any further ado, Chino Moreno's Deftones from worst to best. Let's go. Now again, guys, I want to point out that Deftones doesn't have bad bodies of work at all, but there is one that is the least that I come back to, and that one, guys, is going to be Ohms. The problem I have with Ohms, guys, is the hit nature. I think that this one was just lacking hit nature. I think that the album as a whole, playing it as a whole, you'll find some solid songs, but there's just nothing that just jumped out at me and just screamed that put me on the playlist now, right next to Beware, Rosemary, and Tempest. Nothing. There was a standout for me that was Genesis. The guitar work, I will say, that was like pretty heavy, sounded a little too crispy, and I'm not talking cream. I'm just talking just pure crispiness, to the point where I was like, alright dude, this is so fucking polished that it's like the glare is even just reflecting in my eye, and now it just got me like squinting and just wanting to walk away and just not come back or look at you anymore. But Genesis, I will be looking at you because I did enjoy what I saw and heard. But this album, I just think that it was just lacking highlighted nature. It did bring the power, the punchy, the grooves. Yes, you know, it's Deftones, it's going to have that. But the lyrics, the vibes, the hits, and the creativeness, I just think we're lacking a little bit on Ohms. Keeping it going, guys, with my number 9 is going to be early work Deftones, Adrenaline. This album right here, guys, was when Deftones was starting off. Their style eventually changed to be more on that smooth psychedelic, well, not psychedelic, but just smooth, sick-like, on Around the Fur, White Pony. This one right here, guys, was just like this, well, I would say of a punk record from Deftones. Pure just skate rock in your face, showing off, having fun, past curfew, just flirting with girls at the skate park, smoking cigarettes, just drinking 40 ounces, just beers, just getting drunk, skipping school, skipping homework, getting detention, suspension, you name it. And but there are some highlights on this album, guys. The reason I put this one higher than Ohms is because I think that this one, even though it was more earlier work and a different style from Deftones from what they do today, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't mind it. I think that the style in Adrenaline is pretty sick. It's pretty rap worthy. It's this punkish style that just makes you feel just cool, too cool for school, and you get bored. Big fan of that one right there. You know, Root, a really good one live. 7 Words, really fast paced, feels like this Quentin Tarantino song. There's some highlights, guys. Really, I have no problem listening to Adrenaline, to be honest. This is one that I can throw on from top to bottom and just vibe, honestly. Adrenaline. One thing I want to point out is the cover to fucking Adrenaline, that Baby Snodder thing. Never really got down with that cover right there. It just kind of just feels like, what the hell is the meaning to this for the music? Out of just anything you could have put. White ponies, white horses, skulls, elephants, snakes. But this one we just get Baby Snodders. It's different. Number 8, guys, is going to be probably the most hated Deftones album. That is going to be Gore. The reason I put this one over Ohms and Adrenaline is because I think that Gore had its potential. I think that the songs, honestly, there is some creative stuff on here. One of the most freaking craziest Deftones songs is on here. You get Phantom Bride with Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains. That song is fucking crazy with the lyrics, the beat. It is so good that the boys in Deftones even named their beer that they made called Phantom Bride for that song. The artwork, just this real, just oceanic vibe, just really vibey and colorful, and just summer feel, love that stuff. And the album has its potential, but the rest of the tracks that are hits, well, the ones besides the hits just really aren't, up to par for me at all. They fall a little flat. but still, I gotta go ahead and give praise to the highlighted songs on here. I'm telling you, there is some shit on here worth checking out. But again, I wouldn't say it's a bad album. I would just say it's a little bit inconsistent with the hits. And albums have like these couple good, amazing songs, and then the rest you kind of hear, you're like, okay, that shit sounds like it should be somewhere else, not on this body of work right here. You would have kept these good songs. If you would have, honestly, the three or four songs I liked on there, if you would have done those 3 or 4 more times to make it 12, I literally been probably one of my favorite Deftones albums ever. Gore. But since it kind of does lack that nature and the creativeness and the consistency from those hits, I gotta say that I just gotta, keep it a little bit lower than where it's at, because even though it has its potential, I gotta go and grade it and rate it for what it is. And for what it is, I gotta say, Gore, good stuff, but it's just lacking a little bit of depth is all. Number 7, you guys, is going to be Deftones, self-titled, with that cool looking artwork. Guys, honestly, when I was going over this ranking, I really thought that Deftones, the self-titled, would have been higher. I love this album right here. It honestly gets a lot of shit. And I know that the guys, and even in Chino, said that this was a bad time for the band. But honestly, I love this music right here on this album right here. I think that this honestly has like this more nostalgic feel than their previous albums to me. This one came out in 2003, but I'm telling you, this shit feels like 2099 to me. Like Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory or 9 Inch Nails' The Fragile Era. It's just something about this album. I love the sound, the nature, the nostalgic factor to me. Not that I grew up on this album, but when I listen to it, it honestly just puts me like in that vibe and state of mind and point of view of just like early 2000s. And I love that. There's really no songs on this album, guys, I would find like just trashy or just skippable. There's fucking vibes on this thing all over the place. Bloody Cape, I did a cover of. Needles and Pins, he's bringing those screams. Hexagram, Lucky You, Anniversary of Uninteresting Event, an instrumental track right there that I also want to give praise to Deftones for their instrumental interludes or vibey tracks where there's no lyrics or vocals. Still just stand alone as awesome songs. And this album right here is one of those that can play from top to bottom, have a good ass time. You get some like hardcore screams, crazy beats just in your face, and then you get those nice smooth lows as well. Pretty much what Deftones does just overall the best at. And this album, I would say that, yeah, it's a little messy with pacing and whatnot. I wouldn't say that the songs are structured perfectly. Some of them do feel rushed or a little scattered or chaotic. But I really think that that's what portrays the emotion behind the scenes of this album. Again, the guys going through it with their drinking problems or maybe even drug problems or other problems going on. And I think that Deftones always been pretty solid about hiding that and not necessarily, they portray it in their music, but not to the point where you can kind of like hear like the problems from behind the scenes in the music. And this one right here, guys, I like literally like the songs are just fucking just trippy on this album right here to me. They honestly really hit different than any other Deftones album before me. I mean, I really do just feel like this album is honestly tough. There are some songs on here, guys, where Chino's screaming hard. He sounds pissed. He sounds like he means it. Sounds like he's going through shit, and that shit comes across as tough. I'm telling you, Deftones, I really thought, again, this one would be higher. But going over the other albums and seeing the songs in nature for what they are, I'm like, you know what, dude, this Deftones is solid, but there are so many good albums in this band's discography that are going to be better than this one. So, going to be Deftones. Number 6 is going to be Saturday Night Wrist. Now, guys, I would have thought that this one would be a little lower than Deftones. And also, guys, I want to point out these paintings I'm showing you guys, I have painted on the channel. If you guys want to see the full videos of me painting these, they're up now. You can go and see the whole process. If you don't believe me, it is up there, baby. Just waiting for you to just go and check it out. Now, again, guys, thought this one was going to be a little bit lower than Deftones, but after going and listening to it again, I was like, I'm telling you, the highlights on this shit are... I like the Deftones album overall as an album, but when it comes to Saturday Night Wrist, I think this one has such highlighted hits, standalone tracks. Like, if somebody were to be like, I want to get into Deftones, what should you show me? What should I hear? I would send them quite a bit of highlights off this album. I'd probably say, listen to the Deftones album, self-titled. But if you want some standalone tracks, Cherry Waves, Beware, Hole in the Earth, Pink Cell Phone. Okay, maybe not Pink Cell Phone. But there are some highlights on here that are just Xerxes. So much variety and the killer vocals on this one. Just the vocal capabilities on this album right here, guys, so up to par. I honestly think of some of Chino's best work are on Saturday Night Wrist. This guy's vocals are just fucking killer. I mean, there are even some times where I'm listening to these songs and I'm just sidetracked from the beat and just focus on Chino's voice because I'm like, dude, this is amazing. You're killing it. The lyrics, the vocal capabilities, the harmonies, the power, the screams, the lows, they're all there. They sound so good. So many standouts on this album right here. And there's also another instrumental track right here that's like that GTA Chico where it's like U, RL, start, X, all these things. That's a really cool instrumental right there that Deftones always provide us with. I love when they give us these solid tracks and there's always that interlude instrumental to just put us in the vibe and just make us think and then just get us back onto the album, guys. Saturday Night Wrist, fucking solid body of work right there. There are a couple tracks that I'm not a super fan of, but for the most part, the tracks I do dig, I dig fucking hardcore. Saturday Night Wrist, baby. Getting into the number 5, y'all. This is where you're gonna start to go and question some things going on here. Number 5 for me, guys, is going to be Around the Fur. Yes, Deftones' breakout album right here. After Adrenaline, we got Around the Fur, and this was the staple of what Deftones are doing today. Not so much of that punk screaming in your face, but more of the melodic stuff that Chino Moreno does best. Now, the reason, guys, I put this one at number 5 and not 1 or 2 or 3 is because, honestly, guys, we get some of the best Deftones tracks on this shit right here. Be Quiet and Drive, fucking amazing song right there, Mascara, MX, all these things, guys. But I'm telling you, some of the other tracks on here, I really think that we're just not up to par. Day the Flu, I love that song. Day the Flu, MX, Be Quiet and Drive, My Own Summer, Mascara, and I wasn't a big fan of, guys, of like Lotion. I wasn't a big fan of Head Up. Those songs are solid, they're cool for what they are. But I think that the shit on Adrenaline is better than those tracks right there. I don't know what the fuck Chino was thinking. And also the title track, Around the Fur. Can't get into that one at all. And I hate when albums have this title track that is like pretty garbage, but the other ones are. That is what he did on this album right here, guys. I think the standouts on this one are just awesome. Just fucking up to par. Such an upgrade from Adrenaline. But the ones that were just falling flat, I think that they were worse than Adrenaline's flatness. And it's weird though, because you get these great balances of just these solid ones with these other ones. I'm like, yeah, dude, like that was pretty cool, but I'm probably not gonna be playing that shit like again. Not like Adrenaline, where it's like that one's cool. You know, it's not like my favorite, but I'll definitely play it again and come back to it. Some of these like Lotion and fucking Around the Fur, I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on here? Now, I'm not trying to bash anyone's taste, or I know that there's fans of these songs. Bother, because Around the Fur has so much potential and there's good shit going on here. Where it's like, dude, if you would just start doing what you're doing on Mascara, Day of the Flu, My Own Summer, a little bit, you know. But still, these other ones, I mean, you know, can't all be bangers. Can't all be bangers, but you know what, dude, Around the Fur, this album was such a staple for the band that either way, it honestly just catapulted the band somewhere else. So even if I'm not the biggest fan of the whole album, it had helped the band out a lot, and that I'm happy for. Deftones getting what they deserve. Around the Fur, solid ass shit. Number 4, you guys, is going to be Koi no Yoken, the most colorful album of Deftones. Guys, this one right here is such a nighttime vibe that, honestly, if these songs were consistently just banging to banging to banging to banging to banging to banging, which I know a lot of people would say, but to me, guys, there's a couple of exceptions for a couple of songs in here that just aren't for me. This is by far the most vibey Deftones album of all, the most go-to nighttime album of all. I mean, of course, you get that John Wick club party, you know, vibe-ish cover going on there with the colors and all that stuff. Shit just looks badass. Looks like this very expensive home or club. But as a whole album, guys, I'm telling you, this shit is just beautiful. This shit is beautiful right here. You get so many highlighted tracks on here. Another thing I really want to point out is the guitar work on this album right here. I really just think, as honestly, it just sounds... I know I mentioned on Ohms it sounded a little bit too crisp, but on this shit right here, guys, I'm telling you, it had crisp, but with that grungy heaviness at the same time. Not crispy to be safe, but this shit was like crispy with some still heaviness, grunginess, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? The strings were clean, but the guitar was grungy. Maybe that. And with Cornell Yokin, guys, I'm telling you, the shit that you get on here, you're getting Swerve City, just starting off right away with a bang. You get Ensemble, the most beautiful Deftones track up there, guys. This shit's just slow-mo with the guitar sounding so good, real vibey, like good nighttime track right there. Goon Squad, this is the one that you play when you're with the homies. Fucking just love the lyrics of this one right here. I'm bringing in West now, I no sweat. That shit was dope. Tempest, up there with one of the best ones on the album. That drop, beneath, I know it. That shit badass. In the face directly. Rosemary and What Happened to You. Romantic Dreams. Romantic Dreams, another killer nighttime track right there. Just talking about I wish this night would never end. Having so much fun with you or by myself that, you know what, I just don't want this to end. Good lyrics, good vibes. Really good vibes on this album right here. This shit, guys, I'm telling you, on a certain day, I know it's number 4, but this album right here is probably going to switch more than any others. I'm telling you, Cornell Yokin, it could be 3 one day, it could be 5 another day, it could be 2. My love for this album right here just fluctuates like just flubber with Robin Williams. And it is just crazy, guys. Cornell Yokin, an album worth checking out by the band. Solid shit on here. Tempest, Rosemary, What Happened to You, Swerve City. Overall, just a killer album by the band. Number 3, you guys, the most recent release. Private Music. Private Music, more like public tunes. Because this is the type of shit that I want to play and show off and just have a good time and let everyone know this is what I'm into. Public tunes. Well, it's really called Private Music. But you know what? Deftones, public tunes. Let's go and do this, guys. Private Music is like a fucking return to White Pony, Around the Fur, a little bit of Cornell Yokin in there, Adrenaline even. This is such a classic sounding album for it to be 2025. I mean, literally, guys, I mean, for the band to be over 2 decades doing this stuff and still sounding this fresh and solid and good. Honest, it's one thing to sound fresh, but is it good? Yes, it's all the above. Chino Moreno and the guys just show it on this album that's like, you know what, dude, we're not fucking around. We got some shit to say. We knew the little bit of mistakes we made on Ohms, but you know what, we're here to make up for that, and we hope y'all like it. Private Music, public tunes, here you go. Chino, Deftones, Abe, all you guys, fucking thank you for this right here, guys. I'm telling you, this shit is killer right here. I had a Deftones marathon the other day and was going back and forth from Self-Titled to White Pony to Saturday Night Wrist to Gore. And then I would play Private Music, and I'm telling you, I could not hear an age difference at all. I couldn't tell that this was a new album because I hear the age or anything like that. I swear, it was to the point where maybe even White Pony might have sounded more fresher than Private Music. I'm so impressed by the sound that they captured on Private Music. Just this old school sound that just, it sounds like new metal from the early 2000s. It's fucking incredible. And to get into the tracks, guys, Infinite Source, Milk the Madonna, I Think About You All the Time, Sexy, Exodus, Shedding. So many good songs in here, guys. Again, when Chino's sounding so good, the consistency's still there. And for them to still be providing these hits and vibes over 20 years in is something that I honestly really acknowledge and want to praise, because not a lot of artists can do that. Not a lot of artists can have their 10th album be still so fucking good. If not, I mean, as you can see, it's in my top 3, and that is incredible. Deftones, Private Music, fucking killed it. Now I'm sure you guys are wondering why I'm showing you this so early. Number 2, White Pony. There you guys go. I know you guys are pissed. I know it. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are like, this ranking is going good. Number 2, White Pony. Hear me out, guys. Hear me out, okay? White Pony. Just a staple for Deftones. A staple for Deftones. If you know Deftones, you know White Pony. If you love Deftones, you love White Pony. I get it. All these songs are honestly superb and killer. I love this album. You get features, and you really get features on Deftones albums. Maynard, Scott Weiland, and just some beautiful natures going on here. I'm telling you guys, just this fucking killer vibe throughout this thing. RX Queen, Change, Passenger, Teenager, Korea, back in school, all the elite, all these songs are so killer and just honestly very versatility going on here. I mean, Teenager, I was hearing that Deftones was talking, or Chino said that was supposed to be for Team Sleep. I didn't think that Team Sleep was that early. I thought that was more later stuff, but that's what he said. It was supposed to be for Team Sleep, Teenager. You get Maynard from Tool, Scott Weiland, Change, Back to School, Elite. So much versatility going on this album, guys, and I'm sure you're wondering why I didn't put it at number 1. Well, there is an album that I think is such a great overall album captured by the band. This album right here, guys, I think that captures the staple, the versatility that the band does best. The versatility, White Pony, all there. Amazing album, a staple, one that is great to play live, by yourself, to go see, and all those things. Just a great album to own, to paint, to draw, to observe, just have a good time with it. But guys, there's one that I think that Deftones just captivated the Deftones Chino Moreno sound and that their style the best. Now, I know that the songs on here, guys, are major highlights from the band, but let me go and just let you know what my number 1 is, so we can get that out of the way, and that way you're not so, your feelings aren't hurt. Because I know you're mad at me, and I get it. But my number 1, guys, hear me out. Hear me out. Here we go. Number 1, guys, this is what I think is the best Deftones album right here. Diamond Eyes. Yes, I think Diamond Eyes is a better album than White Pony. Fight me. Fight me, let's go. Okay, we're not going to do all that, but guys, I'm telling you, Diamond Eyes is the best staple for the Deftones band, the best sound, captivated by Chino Moreno, Deftones, the whole band. Just the best album that they put out overall. Best music, best thing. This fucking album right here, guys, is so awesome right here that I'm telling you that you get such sexy songs that... What is the style that Deftones does? What is the style that Deftones does? It is sexy music, sex music, fun music, love music, all this shit. I would say that, yeah, you get this pump up music, adrenaline, crazy shit, but what they do best is make sexy songs. And on Diamond Eyes, guys, you get Diamond Eyes, you get Sex Tape, You've Seen the Butcher, Beauty School, just so many, 967 Evil, so many fucking songs on this album, guys, that this is the album that I think that Deftones captivated. The Deftones sound, the charisma, the character, the fun, the love, the vocals, the heaviness, the slowness, the vibiness, the music videos, the visuals. The visuals on this thing, guys, you play this thing where you have the visuals set where you can kind of get this vibey experience along with the song. Just makes it all just cohesive and fun and overall a great listen. I don't really hear much good things about Diamond Eyes, but that's okay because I love it. And the impact it made on me and my life, I'm just fine with. I love this. The songs on this thing so versatile. You get some bangers that just kick you in the nuts. And after you get those songs that just like Sex Tape, that are just so lovely. And I love this shit, guys. None of these songs just feel like fillers. That's another thing I want to point out is that all these tracks, I can just see them being singles, or thinking about being singles, or something to show somebody, or something to praise, or just something to get stuck on. I'm like, this is fucking insane. This is insane. And another thing I want to point out is that all these tracks on here are never overplayed by Deftones. I mean, you get to Change, you get to Be Quiet and Drive. A lot of those songs are overplayed, and you know, the people overplay them and all these things, or you know, there's only songs you hear about is Change or Be Quiet and Drive by the band. But you don't really hear about Beauty School or Diamond Eyes or Sex Tape or You've Seen the Butcher, and those songs are fucking incredible. I'm telling you, Diamond Eyes, this album right here is one of those that I love throwing on when I'm private music, when I want to be private, when I'm hanging out. That's another thing that literally just praise. Is that, you know what, this isn't private music. This is shit that you can show off, have a good time too. You can play when you're by yourself, you can play when you're with somebody, and they'll both hit just as good. And that right there is the equality of good music. Deftones, Diamond Eyes, this shit right here. I'm thankful for this album right here. You know, you're feeling vibey, you need something to be creative, you want to feel loved, you throw on Deftones, Diamond Eyes. I'm telling you, Chino is going to be there with you. You're going to have a good time. And he's going to be there letting you know that everything's okay and that you're not the only one. Diamond Eyes, Deftones, check this album out. I'm sure there are a lot of you that love this album just as much as me. And That is why I put that one over White Pony. I'm telling you, I think that this one has the potential, the consistency, the charisma, the power to just hold up like as White Pony. I think White Pony maybe has more of this personality, versatility going on. It does. With the features and all that stuff, it does. And I can see why a lot of people would say that one more. But the consistency of Diamond Eyes, like, legitimately just feels like a movie. It feels like a movie where nothing feels like out of place. It feels like we're going down this lane. We know what we're doing. We know what we want. We know the vibe we're going to give you. We're going to give you this. We hope you like it. And I'm one of those guys that, Deftones, Chino, I see what y'all were doing on this one, and I love it, and I praise this one. And I personally think that Diamond Eyes is the best album in y'all's discography, guys. Deftones, Diamond Eyes, that is my number one, guys. Thank you for sticking with me on this one. Go ahead and let me know what are your thoughts on Deftones' discography. What is your favorite album? Around the Fur, White Pony, Saturday Night? Are you the self-titled guy? Do you like their new album, Private Music? Go ahead and let me know down, guys, in the comment section. And until next time, guys, have a good one. Cheers, Deftones. Diamond Eyes. That's right, baby. That is my number one. Thanks, guys, for sticking with me on this one. Let me know what you think of Deftones. And until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all.